Well, I mean, first of all, credit Penn State. The resilience for them. They've had a tough go. Obviously, they've played a number of people very close and had their chances to win games, and they hadn't been able to do it so far, and they were tonight. So, I thought they made plays when they had to. I thought they got defensive stops when they needed to. Credit them for a big win on the road. With us, it's just tough sledding right now offensively, guys. I mean, it's our defense is trying to give us a chance. You hold another opponent under 60 points in the league, which this team put up 90. Their last game against Purdue, they scored 90 points. So you hold them to 59. You feel like, 3 for 15 from three. You do a pretty good job on Stevens overall. You feel like you have a chance to get a home win, but our inability to put the ball in the basket is really hurting us right now. The chances we do get, we're not shooting it that great. I thought we had a number of opportunities in transition, whether it was 2-on-1s, 3-on-2s, 4-on-3s, where we came up empty. And then, we had some costly turnovers when we needed to get buckets. So, our staff, it's up to me and the rest of the staff to continue to find ways to help these guys offensively, and we know we have our limitations with certain things. So you have to, with what you have, you got to use your strengths and try to play to them incredibly well, which we have at times during the year. Right now, we're just in a little bit of a rut on that end. And, we got to stick with it. It's a long year. You go through these ruts sometimes. You go through tough times, and we got half a conference season left. We got to try to find a way to get our confidence back on that end of the floor and see if we can get better.
Vic Law was 3 for 17 from the field today. Was it his intention to shoot the ball more offensively? Did you tell him to shoot the ball and be more aggressive on the offense?
Well, we need Vic to be aggressive. I mean, guys, we're struggling. We're scoring in the low 50s. So, look around. Your weapons have to be aggressive. He early in the year, before he got a little bit banged up with his knee, he was close to a 20-a-game scorer. So, when we were playing well, he's been a guy who's taken a lot of shots all year. That's not going to change. We know he missed a game. He missed some time with his knee, and he's come back, and he hasn't been able to really find it, but I thought he was more aggressive tonight. I have to continue to move him around. At times he's got to handle the ball for us a lot, and that affects your ability when he's bringing the ball up the floor, and it affects your ability to be in an aggressive mindset, when you're in that role. So I have no worries or nothing about me feels like Vic's not going to bounce back. He had a tough night shooting tonight, but we need him to be aggressive. He and Derek, it's just like Stevens. For Penn State, do they want Stevens to shoot? Yes. So we want Derek to shoot, and we want Vic to shoot, and we want those other guys to obviously be threats for us as well. So we need him to stay aggressive and keep his confidence up.
How much of the offensive struggles over the last couple of games are just missed shots, and how much of it is not executing the sets properly or different sets?
I think it's always a combination of all. I think you look at it, and when things are kind of going bad on that end, it's when you do get good shots, then sometimes you don't get a chance to knock them down. I thought we fumbled a lot of opportunities in the open floor tonight. I thought we had probably 5 or 6 at least, where we had 2-on-1 breaks or 3-on-2 breaks, and whether we even shot an open 3 in transition or we got to the basket, they block a shot, or we missed a shot, or we missed an open 3. Like I thought we left a lot of points on the board in transition tonight. I thought at times we executed well. I thought we got some good looks. We just got to find, for us guys, we have a hard time getting to the ball into the paint off the dribble. That's how we're made up right now. We have to cut well. We got to utilize the post. We got to set screens. We got to get the defense moving, get them going side to side, and find ways to get into the heart of the defense. And, when things bog down a lot of times, it's when, we have a hard time getting the ball into the paint, which then can lead to kick out threes or opportunities to get fouled.
You mentioned Vic's knee injury a couple games back, and he also left the game briefly holding his lower back in the second half. Do you think that hindered him at all?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You'd have to ask him. He just said he needed a break, that he was feeling a little discomfort, and then, he came to me about a minute later and said he was okay. So, we really haven't talked about it since the end of the game, but, the training staff felt like he was okay to go back in the game.
Coach, you think this was the toughest loss of the year coming at home, and what was your message to the team after the game?
Oh, just to stick with it. I mean, all these losses are tough, to be honest. I mean, certainly you come off 2 games where you play really good teams on the road in Wisconsin and Maryland, and, we had some preparation time. We had a chance to get home for 4 or 5 days and practice, and I actually thought our spirit was really good coming into the game. I really did. We got off to a good start. We knew Penn State was much better than their record. I mean, you just look at their scores. I mean, they're 1 possession away from beating Purdue, 3 nights ago. That's the hottest team in our league. So we know what kind of players they have. We know how hard they play. So it was less about what their record was, but just know we were coming home and had an opportunity to kind of right the ship a little bit and get back on track. And in this league, if you don't take advantage of home games, then you can get yourself in a big hole, because it's really hard to beat anybody because everyone is really good. So is it very disappointing? Yes. Am I very disappointed now? Yes. But I get disappointed after every loss because I feel like we prepare to try to win every game. And, now the message is like we just have to stick together. We have no other choice. I mean, we have 9 more games to play. We got to head back out on the road this weekend against a great team in Iowa. And we got to try to get our confidence back some way. And I got to be at the head of that. I got to lead the way with that, and keep it upbeat and keep these guys working and fighting. And, things change quickly. In this league, you have an opportunity to win a game, or put a couple together and win and get your confidence going. You can change it quick, but we have work to do, and we're just really struggling offensively, and that's where we're going to have to find a way. I mean, like I said, I think 46 points at Wisconsin, low 50s at Maryland, 52 tonight. I'm not sure how many games you're going to be able to win with that kind of output. We got to be better on that end.
You held Penn State to only 5 made jump shots throughout the game. How was the team able to sort of close down on the shooting ability and sort of force them to sort of only get their points in the paint? Yeah,
well, it's something that we try to take pride in. I mean, the 3-point shot is such a big weapon in college basketball, and when you allow teams to get going from 3, the scoreboard can ring up really quickly. So, it's something that we do. We try to defend the 3 well. And credit Penn State. I thought they were then able to drive our closeouts, get into our paint, and drive and find some ways to get baskets. But still, at the end of the day, they scored 59. So for me to be complaining about our defense, I thought our defense held up. I thought you hold a team to 59, you hold them to 37% shooting, 3 for 15 from 3. You should give yourself a chance to win the game. So that's why for me it's. We got to be better on that other end, and it shows our guys are still fighting and competing. You don't hold the team to 59 points if you're not fighting, if the effort isn't there, because all these teams are really good. So the effort is there, the minds are in the right place. We got to get our confidence. I think we've been knocked back with our confidence a little bit, and I got to help us regain it before we hit the next one.
How do you come back and talk to the team when your defense is playing so well, but you just aren't able to convert on offense?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, that shows. I mean, when you're in sports like this, it's not like football where you have a defense and an offense. These guys are playing both sides of the floor. So, on one end, you're getting stops, you're fighting, and then, when you continually aren't able to put it in the basket over the course of a game, it can weigh into you emotionally, and that's where we have to get to. I mean, that's our next progression. I mean, I think we're a very good defensive team. I think, we do a lot of good things on that end of the floor. Our schemes are good. Our coaches prepare our guys well for these games, and it's we got to iron out the other side. I mean, we got to find a way to get ourselves where we can get 60+ points and give ourselves a chance to win. All right, thank you guys.